Well, welcome back to Onco Innovations, channel a new hope in cancer therapy. And joining to discuss a recent acquisition, we have Thomas, the CEO, joining us. First and foremost, welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Kyle. It's good to see you again.
Always a pleasure to get you back on. So basically, this acquisition of Inca and the combined value of these two companies, you want to break down what this means, what Inca is doing, and how it relates to Onco?
Absolutely. Happy to do that. And let me just say, really excited at Onco Innovations about the partnership with Inca Health AI. Because here's the thing, Kyle. We really believe that together, Onco Innovations and Inca Health AI can really move to the next level of therapeutic interventions for cancer therapy. Why is that important? Because we need to identify the right treatment through AI for precision therapeutics. I think in our last spot, we talked about what's the main challenge that we're facing in terms of cancer treatments. The main challenge we're facing in terms of cancer treatments to date has been the resistance of tumors to therapy. So what we're focused on is identifying the right treatment through rich genomics data, applied analytics with precision therapeutics. This is really what's going to change the game, if you will, and enable us to move to the next level of therapeutic interventions, starting with colorectal cancer. And I just want to say a little something about colorectal cancer because it is the place that we're starting. It is the solid tumor type that we're starting with because of the interplay with PNKP, which I talked about in our last spot. But there are 700,000 deaths every year that are attributable to colorectal cancer. It affects 1.9 million people. It affects 25,000 Canadians are diagnosed with colorectal cancer every year. So we have a need to accelerate treatment solutions. And that's exactly what we're now going to be able to do with Inca Health AI. When I talk about it as AI integration is an AI accelerated path to treatment. And Inca Health AI, and we can talk about this in a little bit if you want, has a proprietary platform called Synograph. And with Synograph, which we're working with them to further build out, and the integration of precision medicine data sets, real world data, this will enable faster and much more precise stratification of tumors and how they'll respond to Onco10, which is our novel inhibitor of PNKP. And that'll help us accelerate our clinical trials. It'll help us de-risk those clinical trials. It'll help us pay less for those clinical trials because we want to do this as cost efficiently as possible, but ultimately to get to approvals more quickly. Because as I mentioned to our viewers on the last spot, we want to get the right therapeutic into the clinic and into the bedside for patients just as soon as we possibly can.
Now, when it comes to the AI side of this, there's obviously a lot of data at play. And I guess my curiosity here is, are you pulling data from Inca or is this data you're having that overlaps with that acquisition? Or do you want to just give us a little bit more in-depth understanding of that?
Sure. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about the platform and how Synograph works. And I'm not an oncologist, I'm not a data scientist, and I'm not an epidemiologist. But good news is there were three of those wonderful people that actually founded Inca Health and have created the prototype for Synograph. But Synograph is effectively, think about it as a next generation causal AI platform. And what it's designed to do is to predict treatment outcomes in oncology. To your point, it integrates real world data, trial evidence, so clinical trial evidence, and molecular insights. So the integration of, think about various omic data sets, whether it be genomic data sets, proteomic data sets, and what it enables us to do is to effectively emulate precision medicine clinical trials. So think about digital twinning. It's kind of an emulation of what we expect the clinical trial to involve. And it has the potential, as I mentioned, to reduce time, cost, de-risk our clinical trials. These are all really complicated elements of drug development and drug discovery. We need real world evidence to fill gaps. But there's challenges with respect to that. And that's what Synograph, in my mind, in our mind, addresses head on. So it integrates causal modeling, machine learning, and expert knowledge into a framework that's really quite transparent and it's quite auditable. And so that'll allow us, as we advance our drug development process at Onco Innovations, to simulate outcomes for our therapies. And so we'll be able to be smarter about our trial design. We'll be able to be smarter about our treatment sequencing and ultimately about the patients that actually move into our phase one and our phase two trials. Um, One of the things that I also really like about Inca Health AI and the work that the team's doing, we're working really hard to integrate them into the company right now. That acquisition closed in February, is the forming of strategic collaborations and partnerships, because this is how we're going to actually be able to advance treatment solutions is by forming those strategic collaborations and moving them forward. You asked about precision medicine data sets. It's extremely important that we've got these data sets to integrate. So some of the collaboration work that we're doing with the Marathon of Hope Cancer Centers Network, extraordinary group of people, the Digital Health Innovation Fund. And there's something that we can talk about maybe on a next spot, but the team at Inca and Onco Innovations is leading a multi-pharma consortium to validate AI-based prediction methods using historical trial data. So this is a really exciting thing that we're doing. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's going to make a massive difference to Onco Innovations and our roadmap and help us accelerate it. But also, the goal here really is to create what I describe as the go-to platform for predictive decision making in oncology at Onco Innovations and then elsewhere. And then maybe eventually we'll take that across multiple therapeutic areas. So ambitious, yes. Achievable. That's what I tell our team every day. We can achieve anything. We just have to set our minds to it.
Well, on that note, I definitely appreciate the insight. And as you mentioned, when we come back, we're going to explore this much further, but we'll pass it off to you, the viewer. We'd love to know what you think in that comment section below, and consider subscribing for news catalysts like this as it hits the wire. Of course, we'll bring it to you here. But on that, as always, we look forward to catching you in the next one.